Thank you. Yeah, I am. I'm going to do an update. I think it's kind of weird that this channel has become about like I'm just a musician. That's my job is to play music. Professional musician for many years. But this most of my subscribers I think are here for the health stuff that I've been talking about. So I'm going to do a new video really soon because it's going to be coming up to 2 years since I started quitting. I mean, I did go cold turkey. If you've seen that video, then you know that I went cold turkey pretty quickly. Yeah, no, still clean and haven't had any for a very long time. Yeah, as I say, it'll be coming to 2 years. And well, I don't know exactly. I know it was like, yeah, it's around this time, October 2020, I think, by the time I started stopping in September 2020 and relapsed several times massively. Struggling with it for years to get clean. It is really tough. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but it is really worth it, and there's a wonderful life is better on the other side. Just take it slowly, I think, is probably the one. That's the most common thing like people criticise me for on YouTube is like that I did it too fast. And I got nothing to say. I completely agree. I did do it too fast. It was ludicrous to try and cold turkey, but I just couldn't see myself like tapering. Whereabouts in the world are you? SMUCK. My understanding is that perhaps there's better ways of titrating in the US. I think that because the tablets that I had, it was really hard to titrate with them. There's lots of advice online about how to Germany. Yeah, Germany I don't know because the tablets I had were like in a plastic film and it's just powder. So I didn't have scales that were accurate enough. Greetings from Munich. Thank you. I've never been to Munich. Been to Berlin. Played a gig in Berlin in, when was it? 2016. I haven't been to Berlin for a long time. It's a beautiful, incredible city. I love Germany, or at least as much as I've seen of it. It's not a lot, but I really loved it. Berlin. I've travelled a lot with my music, and there's a short list. There's a long list of cities that I've been to, and then there's a shorter list of cities that I actually miss, and I'm desperate to get back to. And Berlin is definitely on that list. I love it. But I don't know about the tablets. I had a tablet cutter, which sort of helped when I had solid tablets, but it's difficult when the capsule type tablets. And then I replaced the tramadol with a over-the-counter cocodamol for a short amount of time because it was easier to titrate because it's such a small dose within the tablet. I got an opioid conversion chart and basically was able to titrate. There's a video about all this online on my channel about how I titrated using over-the-counter opioids because there is a small amount of opiate in cocodamol. I don't know what it's called in the US. In Germany. I know it's cocodamol in the US. I think it's called Solpadeine here in the UK. I think it's called. I'm not sure what it is in Europe, but that's the thing that helped me. And like my titration with that didn't take very long, and it was relatively pain-free once I'd got that in my system because it's really easy to just titrate because the tablets are such a low dose that you can cut them and just shave off a couple of grams of opioids. Grams. Wow. Milligrams. Let's get that right. That's really important. Milligrams every day or so. It probably took me about 10 days. The thing with tramadol that's really rough is the antidepressant qualities of it, which nobody knows. I saw a consultant in 2021 who said nobody even knows why tramadol behaves like an antidepressant, but it does. And that's where the withdrawal really kicked my ass because I got over the pain of coming off an opioid within a couple of weeks. But then the spiralling anxiety of the fact that I'd unwittingly been taking a really strong antidepressant for 5 years, that I didn't know that at the time that that's what it was. Because this is a lot of this. So many people have contacted me about that video, and I think the big issue is that doctors are just not advising people on to what they're letting themselves in for. And it's just really overprescribed, and like I was just giving it like, hey, you've hurt your back, here you go, have some of these. No advice whatsoever. So it's really scary. But just, I don't. I feel like it sounds really like trivial thing to say, but I do really believe that life will be better once you've got it out of your system. And my life is so much better without it, even accounting for, like, obviously I wasn't always struggling with it. Like, there was a time when I was quite happy to take it. So when I stopped, it was really hard, but for all the hardship that was, I'm just glad that I came out the other side and that it was definitely worth stopping. So 2 years. Wow. I'm going to make a big video in the next week or two talking about what it's like at the 2 year mark. I don't think I'm completely out of the woods in terms of side effects. I'm sorry to say there's still some small things going on, but it's a big long commitment, and when you've taken something for that long, it's going to take some time. Yeah, totally hear ya. It's very tough. And a lot of it was like me thinking, it's just easier if I go back on it. I felt like, well, at least I know where I am with it. That stuff's not easy. But, gosh, what can I say? I don't know what. I just started to, once I got sort of well enough that I could cope with life, it became about just filling my day with things that were worth hanging on to for it. And for me, some of those things are really basic. I know it's really boring when people say that exercise helps with mental health problems, but for me it does, and getting to the gym and all that kind of stuff helped me and massively. Obviously throwing myself into my music and my work is helpful. I want to check my privileges. Obviously I've got my career is at a point where I could be ill and I wasn't going to, my kids weren't going to starve if I was too ill to work for a while. So there's that. But it's just once you have there's a moment of clarity where you go, this is what I did it for. There's a moment of clarity that comes early in the process. Once it doesn't take long to get to a point where you think, this is why I did this is why I stopped, and I feel much better for it. Alright, I have to go. Have a difficult day tomorrow. I've got to go to a funeral, so that's heavy. But yeah, life is good. Keep in touch, please, if I can, ever be of any use with this stuff. As I say, I'll follow up more with some videos this week. Just keep in touch. Let me know if I can do anything. I think it's such a big issue, and I seem to have found myself accidentally at part of a big conversation. I really thought when I uploaded those videos that maybe 20 people would watch them. I didn't think for a second it would become a thing that, but I should have seen it come in. I should have realised it was a much bigger deal than just, it wasn't just me. There's literally thousands of people have contacted me to say they've been through the same or similar or are trying to. It's difficult, but life gets better. I promise you that. Thanks for joining me. It's a real issue. It's huge. But yeah, take care, my friend, and I'll catch you another time on here.